What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Glass Less Traveled. And today is the kind of year-end review of the best bourbon I had in 2021 of the bourbons that I had in 2021. And here's why I hate these lists, these 2021 top 10 of this year, top 20 of this year, the best bourbon I ever had of this year, is that generally speaking, when you see these publications and these social media influencers come out with these lists of the best bourbon or the best whiskey or the best wine or the best whatever of the year, when it comes to publications, they're usually giving those awards to whomever paid the most in advertising for that particular year. You look at publications like, well, actually, I won't name any because I don't want to get in trouble, but you look at social media influencers, and generally speaking, they're going to give the best of 20 whatever to the person that gave them the most free stuff. Well, I don't get a whole lot of free stuff. And occasionally I get some glassware. I might get a sample or two, but my objective point of view isn't skewed by who gives me the most free stuff. But I will tell you, in my personal opinion, of all of the bourbon that I tried in 2021, of all of the bourbon that I have in this room back here in my collection, the best bourbon that I had in 2021, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Batch A121. I love these releases. I love when they come out in January, May, and September. For the most part, they're always pretty good. Some of them are better than others. I have been fortunate enough to be able to land a bottle of both A, B, and C for 2021. I did a review on it, which I'll post right here, that you can click on for the best of the series that came out in 2021. But batch A121 really was, in my opinion, the best bourbon of the year. And I drank a lot of bourbon this year. Not as much as I have in the past, but I drank a lot of bourbon this year. And I tried a lot of really, really wonderful bourbon. I had a chance to try the 1995 OFC in North Carolina this year. And while it was a really, really fantastic bourbon and one that I would absolutely love to put on my shelf, I can't afford it. Furthermore, I can't find it anywhere. So, what's great about the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof series is that it's released 3 times a year: January, May, and September. Batch A, B, and C. 1 being January, 5 being May, 9 being September, and then the year. So, A121 is Batch A, released in January, which is the first month of the year of 2021. So, A121. This bourbon comes in at 123.6 proof. And just some notes that I made, looking at some notes that I made when I actually sampled this a couple months ago, it was very oaky and leathery, and it had beautiful caramel notes and orchard fruit notes. The palate had that sweet tobacco, raisin, figs, syrup-soaked pancakes, brown sugar, black pepper, toasted marshmallow, just really, really wonderful, wonderful flavors packed into this bourbon. And at 123 proof, it doesn't particularly drink like it's 123 proof. So it is pretty approachable. And furthermore, it makes an absolutely fantastic cocktail. I was really, really fortunate enough to score 2 of these bottles this year, so I do have a backup in there. It's not one that I drink all the time because it's one that I really want to save and I want to savor because it's been my favorite release so far of 2021. What's also great about this bottle is not only does it come out 3 times a year, but for the most part, you can generally find these on the shelf. Sometimes you have to pay a little bit more money for them, but the MSRP on these is usually somewhere around that $70 mark, $69.99 usually is what you see them for. The bigger liquor stores, your Binny's, your Total Wine, your Liquor Barn, your Party Source, they're going to have an allocation of these every single year. The key is to get through the doors quicker than anybody else so you can grab a bottle of this at retail. If you see this go upwards of $100, in my personal opinion, if that's okay for you to spend, if it's something that you really, really, really want for your collection, or if it's just something that you really want to drink, $100 really isn't out of, you know, it, it's not too much to spend. You know what I mean? It's a really, really great bourbon. Some of the other ones that I had this year, E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, the E.H. Taylor Single Barrel, were really, really great this year. But in my mind, this just absolutely, absolutely came out on top, even more so than the Remus Repeal Reserve Batch 5, which is some of the oldest stocks that MGP has been putting into those bottles and into that batch. but still, this Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A121, just absolutely fantastic. That's what I have poured here. What I have poured here in my glass. 12-year age statement right on the side of the bottle. Beautiful, beautiful dark caramel, amber looking color. That note of toasted marshmallow and the leather and the seasoned wood just really, really comes through. The cherry cola notes in there. Big, bold, flavorful. This is not something that shies away on flavor. And that's what's so great about the Barrel Proof series, is that these barrels are handpicked specifically for this time of year, for January, for May, for September. They're big, they're bold, they're warm. And in my opinion, the best bourbon of 2021. If you guys can find it on the shelf near you still, even though it's almost a year later, we're really only just a few days away from batch A122 being released in January of 2022, which I'm also very, very excited to get. Please, please, please go get it. And if spending an extra 20 or 30 or $40 on an over MSRP of right around $70, if that's right in the range of what you're willing to spend, then by golly, just go ahead and get it. I promise you it'll be absolutely worth it. It's great, neat, it's fantastic on the rocks. It's even better in a cocktail, especially an old fashioned. Guys, I'd love to hear what your opinion is in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below with what your favorite bourbon of 2021 has been, and make sure to comment how much you paid for it and where you got it. So if there is anybody else out there looking, they can read your comment and know where to go. Everybody, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, and we will see you guys soon.